guys, Zach Mueller here and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing another battle vest video. Now, everybody knows my battle jacket. They've seen it on this channel a couple times. I've worn it in a couple videos. This hasn't been updated since the last video. I mean, I added a pin. I added the Melissa pin that I got in this month, last month's Metalhead box, technically speaking. Now, that's the only update. As far as everything else goes, I added new backing to the Entombed pin because it was going to fall off, but I don't count that as an update. But yeah, I've got a couple patches for it. I've got two. I'm going to sew those on and then see what I can do from there. If I can get more, I'll get more. If I can't, then we'll make another video. But I guarantee you I have space for at least a couple more patches. Anyways, let's get right into this video. This is a tour of my battle vest. So let's start with the front. Not a lot going on here. I actually started on the back first. As you can tell, I cut off the sleeves and then washed it to get a fraying. I like the way it looks. It looks kind of like it got bleached a little bit, but that's just the fraying inside. Pain in the ass to cut through. The first patch you see up here, deceit. All the patches on here, I believe I got from all but one. All but one patch I got from Metal Devastation. They're a huge patch supplier of mine. I want to look into getting flags from there. And I've bought the leather gauntlet from them, which I'm still not wearing because I still have my sunburns. And yeah, I was able to make enough progress to put on jeans. That's a good sign. But deceit, great death metal. Not much to say about them, except Glenn Benton is an amazing vocalist, and the rest of the band goes paired well together. You know, they're just a really good band. The other side up on the shoulder. Now, there's going to be something to balance this out. I have a ghoul patch up here, and I have this Norway flag. There are meanings behind both of them, but there's going to be a bloodbath circular patch above deceit. Now, the Norwegian flag is because I'm a huge fan of Norwegian black metal. You know, Abbeth, Immortal, Mayhem, Barsum, Satyricon, you know, them. I don't say you know a lot, but I don't know, weird. But yeah, and I'm also Norwegian, so I'm part of my bloodline's from Norway. I myself was not born in Norway. I was born in the United States. I was born in California. I have no accent. You know, I'm American. I don't act it at times, but that's just because I don't see the point of it that much. I got the Ghoul Lunatics Asylum patch, and it says Metallicus Ex Mortis, and it sits here very nicely. One, it was like, I needed a patch that went up there. I was like, Ghoul has one, and when I got this patch, I was like, ooh, yeah, that's going up there. And, well, this patch is really awesome, honestly. I've liked Ghoul since Killbot and Gorgor Attack started talking about them, and I was like, you know, I'll check out the band. They seem pretty interesting, and since then, I've decided I'm making a couple other vests and jackets and stuff. I'm not going to stop at those ones, but one of them is a horror-themed band. So not like a horror movie, that one's a whole different one, it's going on a leather jacket. But my horror-themed one is going to be like Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, Ghoul. Any bands that have like horror themes, so Death SS, Impaler, if I can find a patch for them. But Death SS, I know I can find a patch for. And no, the SS is not a reference to Nazi Germany, it's Steven Sylvester's, the vocalist of the band. But yeah, Ghoul is a band that I really like. They're actually part of the vinyls. They're two of the first 4 vinyls I bought. It was Ghouls Hang 10, Ghouls, Wall of Death, Municipal Waste and Toxic Holocaust, Toxic Waste, and Deathgrave, So Real It's Now. After that, I got the Pentagram by Apocalyptic Raids and Ham's Doomed Heavy Metal. So yeah. Okay, next we got Metallica Kill 'Em All. This is my favorite Metallica album. The thrashiest Metallica album. Plus, I want something that one, not a lot of people associate with Metallica, because when you see Metallica, you see people wearing, like, you know, Ride the Lightning and Justice for All shirts, and they know nothing about the band. You don't see people walking around with Kill 'Em All shirts usually and posing. So that's part of why I like this album, because when you show Kill 'Em All artwork to people who think they know Metallica, it can trip them up a little bit, and I like having that. There's going to be no patches on here. There's actually going to be a lot of buttons. I already ordered one button set online, online, not offline, sorry. But the button set I ordered was a Devin Townsend button set, which is actually going to be a little different on this jacket, considering this jacket mostly consists of thrash, black, and death metal. There's a few other types, obviously. And here at the bottom, we got a smaller patch, Borsum. Now, Burzum is how most people pronounce it, but it's actually pronounced Borsum. And the reason it's pronounced that way is Lord of the Rings. It's like pronouncing Demi Borgir. You don't pronounce it like that, Demi Borgir. And it's not Gorgoroth, it's Gorgoroth. And I know there's a few other bands in Lord of the Rings. Circuit Ungrel is pronounced Circuit Ungrel. You have to pronounce it with a slight accent and deepening of your voice. That's how I've learned to pronounce it, like Borsum. Borsum, Gorgoroth, Karakangren, you know. But yes, Borsum. I love them. They got me more into Norwegian black metal. Varg is amazing as a musician. I like the ambient stuff as much as I like the black metal stuff, because he's a great musician all around. Now it's time for the back. My back doesn't have a lot, but it has enough. First, we're going to start off with Cannibal Corpse. This is the Chris Barnes logo. I may like the George Fisher era more, but Chris Barnes was a good vocalist for what he did, and 6 Feet Under is pretty good too. I haven't listened to a lot of them, so I'm going to probably listen to a lot more of them after the video, but what I got to say about them, great death metal pioneers, very brutal, very brutal. Helped get me into death metal, but the band that overall got me into death metal was Death, and I don't know if I'm going to have a Death patch on here. Considering I've been trying to go for more black metal bands. Like, I've got, in the other room, I've got a Dark Throne and a Karakangren patch, as well as, you know, some other stuff. But yeah, I really like this Cannibal Corpse patch. It fits well. It's a centerpiece, and I'm going to put, like, you know, a couple patches up here, too. I've gotten Amon, not Amon Amarth, but Amon, the original name for Deicide. Now, I've been trying to limit just to one, but I saw that one and I was like, you know, this would be interesting for people who understand it. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's go with it. So, directly below Cannibal Corpse is my Abath patch. I love Abath. I just ordered a flag recently, and it's him breathing fire. Really interesting flag. But I got it for like $7 off Seasons of Mist, 10 after, you know, shipping and handling. But it's a very nice patch. It's got his corpse paint in kind of a smudged look. It says Abath. It's nice, it's square, and the material is easy to sew through. Unlike the Cannibal Corpse patch and, you know, every other patch on here except for the back patches and like a couple other ones. But next, going down the line, let's just get the biggest two out of the way. Let me kind of stick my arm through. Amon Amarth's Vikings artwork, which, yeah, this is my favorite Amon Amarth album right here. I love Jorm's Vikings. That's the first Amon Amarth album I fully listened to, and I listen to every other as many other Amon Amarth albums as I can. I listen to Berserker, which a lot of people hold as like this amazing album. I thought it was good. I was more of a fan of Jorm's Vikings though. So that's just me, because I felt it told an overarching story really well, and it told it without being obnoxious. Like, you could listen to each song individually, and it's not like Pink Floyd's. Even Pink Floyd you can listen to, but it's better to listen to the full album. This one you can actually select and pick songs. Dio's Demon off of Holy Dive. Now, I loved Dio since when I first got into metal music. And getting the back patch, I decided to do double back patching because one, if you can't decide on one, you get two. And then two, I really like this cover art as well as this one, so. And it kind of represents like night and day. Because if you look, this one's dark and snowy, this one has like a lightish feeling to it. You know, it was kind of just an interesting, I didn't notice it as I was doing it, but, you know, it worked. Center here, Candlemass. It's their logo from Metallicus Ex Mortis, or sorry, not Metallicus. Dumicus Metallicus Ex Mortis, I think? I don't remember that well. But that's their symbol from that. It's actually a silver threading that actually kind of glimmers in the light, which is kind of cool. I like how it does that. And this is probably the second new metal band I got into. After Typo Negative, of course. And Black Sabbath, if you count them, so technically a third, but, you know. I count Black Sabbath as Proto-Doom. And, yeah, this one, I really like, and we decided to stitch it in, you know, gray color on the outside to kind of, you know, draw more attention to it. Next one, Dead Spawn. They're an underground death metal band from Florida, and they're pretty good, honestly. They're really, really good. Hang on. Thought I noticed some more frames like around here. But it's fine. But Dead Spawn, they're an underground death metal band from Florida. I think they've made 2 albums. I'm not certain. They're pretty good. You can check their Facebook page out on Instagram, or you can check out their Facebook page on Facebook and their Instagram page on Instagram. Let me get my thoughts clear. I don't know if they have Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I'm not that type of degenerate. Next, the first patch I added to bridge these 2 back patches together was Toxic Holocaust, and it's like this little gray one back here. I actually got 2 Toxic Holocaust patches at the same time, because I wanted one for my jacket and one for my vest, and I was like, yeah, I'll get them. So I've tried to keep black and white all down the middle to pair up with the colored, kind of create contrast. Toxic Holocaust was one of the first thrash bands I got into. Like after Metallica, Megadeth, and Slayer, of course, they were the first like outside of just pure run-of-the-mill thrash that I got into. They're black and thrash, so I was very intrigued by it, and it's something I'd never heard in thrash metal before. I mean, up until that point. But yeah, they're really good. They're really good. I would suggest checking out any of their albums. Next one down is something I got from the Metalhead box, and it's the classic Immortal logo. You can see it off of, I don't remember the album name, but you can see it on some of their earlier work, and I really like that. I like this one. I hope they would eventually go back to it, because I like this one more than the current one. The current one's kind of boring, but you know what? Their choice is their choice. They can keep it, whatever. But I like the classic Immortal logo, and this helped me get into Immortal more. Next one down, symphonic metal, black metal band, Cradle of Filth. I got this one initially thinking I could put it somewhere randomly on here, but I was like, you know what, that would work better as a bridge patch. So we ended up using it as a bridge. They're a really good symphonic black metal band. If I had to recommend anybody like them, I would probably say Karkangun. Emperor has some kind of vibes to them like that, but Cradle of Filth is a very good band. I'm sorry there's no deeper meaning behind any of the patches, really, besides just, you know, being patches of bands I like. Ministry. This one does have a deeper meaning. Whoopee. Okay, so the deeper meaning behind this one was my 9th grade creative writing teacher is a fan of metal music, and when he saw my battle jacket, he went over it, like, seeing if any bands he recognized, and he recognized, I think, all but, like, 2 on there. And he looked over it and he was like, "That's awesome. Have you heard of the band Ministry?" At the time, I had not, so I was like, "No." And he's like, "Okay, let me just warn you. Some of that stuff can be a little sacrilegious." You know, he was talking about Jesus built my hot rod and like Psalm 69 era. And he's like, "But with the other stuff you listen to, you know, like Slayer, you probably won't care." And I was like, "Yeah, I really don't." By that time, I was getting into black metal, so it was like, I didn't really care. He was like, "Oh, okay." I kind of brushed it off. He was like, "I just don't want any complaints from your parents if they see you listening to it." And I was like, "Oh, well, my parents know I have a mayhem flag up in here, so." But I mean, that was after this whole thing. So, but yeah, Ministry, my teacher, Aaron Gansky, got me into it. He's also an author. He's written a couple books if you want to check them out. They're not like adult reading books. They're more for like young adults. Next patch, blackened death metal not pioneers, but blackened death metal band Behemoth. Now, I love all their work. I love it back when they're just pure black metal. I like it when they're just blackened death metal. I like Behemoth. Behemoth is good. I kept listening to the A Forest cover they did from The Cure compared to the Carpathian Forest version. I like both versions. Both are very intriguing in a way. Now, do I think that one's better? Yes, and I think Carpathian Forest is better, but that's just me. But I do like the shot that Nurgle and Nicholas Carforth gave it. So, but yeah, that's my battle vest as of now. There's a few loose strings on the Amon Marth patch. I might cut them, but then again, I might just sew something on them. Like, I plan on having a patch right there, so we'll see what happens. I think I was actually going to put my Catatonia patch there because of just how beautiful the artwork is. Besides that, I have a few more ideas. Like I said, the horror-inspired vest, the horror movie jacket, which I got from Black Metal Werewolf. Now, his is a vest. Mine is, let me see if I can find the vest jacket quickly. Mine is this leather kind of trench coat-like jacket. It's supposed to be a trench coat, but it rides up on me quite a bit, which I do like. Now it's gonna have back patch, you know, standard like metal design, but with horror movies. I'm thinking of making Pet Cemetery in my back patch because I really like Pet Cemetery. We made the other patches for the other jacket. This is a jacket that I haven't revealed yet, just because I wanted to get some work done on it. But you know, it's hard to do it. While denim is stiffer and you can pin stuff onto it easier, flexible material is a little difficult. This one's like a denim, but it's very flexible. Now here, let me take out these pins because I'm not going to be using them soon. We actually, hang on. Ow. Pricked my finger. Not bad, of course. It pricked my finger worse. I think the last one has like 2 in it. I think it got hit with 2. Yep, it got hit with 2. Twins! Anyways, we'll put those over here. Now, this itself has a couple things on it. A couple buttons. It's got Stormtroopers on like a translucent button. It can be hard to see. And it's got Stitch from Lilo and Stitch as the Emperor from Star Wars. Back patch is going to be this one that I got from a shirt a while back. This is Darth Vader skateboarding with Stormtrooper and watching him and waiting to skateboard. There's no deeper meaning. I like Star Wars, I'm a nerd, and I just wanted to make something kind of unique. You know, like the horror movie jacket can be unique, but this is something very unique. The horror-inspired one has probably been attempted. I just happen to have more resources than I have people who can make patches for me. So I'm going to have a very old Ghost Behind the Farm patch. And then I got a couple patches here. I got Chewbacca. I've got the Millennium Falcon. I've got the Star Wars Estate 1977. And this is a TIE Fighter, I believe. I haven't watched the first 4. I haven't watched 4, 5, and 6 in a while. So the original trilogy, I haven't watched in a while. I need to sit down and rewatch them. But I believe that's a tie fight, from my knowledge. Beyond that, yeah, I've got nothing more to offer. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment for more videos. Check out the music used in the description below. Thank you guys for letting me use it. It's always a pleasure. Check out my Facebook page for more businessy related stuff. You know, businessy YouTube related stuff. I rarely post anything else in there. You guys are welcome to post in there. I post when contests are going on, you know. Beyond that, I'll recommend an album will be from a very old Ghost Behind the Farm, and it's Crude. They're a French doom metal band that has horror themes, and Crude is only 2 songs, but they total in at 40 minutes. The first one's 15 minutes and 40 seconds, and the next song is a solid 30 minutes. So it's a really long album, but it's good. It's 2 songs. I wouldn't recommend just sitting there listening to it too much because you might relax enough to sleep, but I didn't because it was like it had some black metal influence to it, which was pretty cool. It's like a sludge. It's sludge. It's sludgy, I'll say that. But yeah, a very old Ghost Behind the Farm, Crude. They're a great band. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.